What's up, YouTube? DJ React, you know what it is. Welcome back. It's been a minute. Had to go out of state to work, so I haven't been able to record, but back in it now. I was gonna do my regular material, some of that stuff some of that fringe topic that I usually do that people don't like to cover, but we got to get into some of this Diddy stuff because it's that stuff needs to be out there. All of this stuff, I want to get it out there. Anything having to do with essay towards a child or anything like that is imperative information, and it warms my entire being that people are finally waking up and reporting this because they weren't for years. The reason was from what other lawyers say, other top lawyers in New York, they say that his legal team, nobody would touch it. He said that even Cassie wanted to go up against him a long time ago. Lawyers would not touch it because one, it's too public of an issue, and if their firm failed, then that looks badly on them. Two, if they're representing that kind of thing, they'd rather just settle out of court and not have their firm involved. So those are some issues, but we're going to get into it. We're going to see some stuff. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into it.
He is on the run. He jumped on a jet, paused in Miami, and the feds were there in Miami. So somebody tipped this brother off, because how did he just happen to be on a plane the day before they gonna raid his property? He got an inside man there at the Federal Bureau of Homeland Security.
All right, there have been a lot of theories out there about the downfall of pdiddles. Now, one of them is that the Hollywood elites are trying to sacrifice the man.
This nigga Diddy did it. He did it. Diddy did it. Yeah, he did it. Diddy did it. Did it. Yeah, he did, nigga did it. Take that. Bad boy for life. Take that. That nigga on his way to jail, Suge Knight there waiting on him. You get tired of your silly dancing in your videos. All up on cell block, see you dancing and shit. Come on over to death row, baby. He did it. Nigga, everybody coming out, nigga. That motherfucker 50 Cent is the most pettiest nigga on earth. Ain't this nigga petty, nigga? He be fucking with this nigga every day, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here come a new charge. He done paid one bitch, nigga. That's
Eddie Griffin says the raids on Diddy's homes for sex trafficking were staged and believes that Clive Davis and the head of Universal Music Group are involved.
Clive Davis, yeah, that's the monster. And the head of Universal Music Group, what's this motherfucker's name? See, he's put Diddy up, and they sacrificing Diddy. They said, nigga, you gotta take this shit, cause we can't be involved. But Diddy's smart. He filmed every fuck session. So he was fucking Clive and the motherfucking freak boy that run Universal Music Group. So he got them on some fuck tapes. Now that's why they raiding the house, because they got friends in Homeland Security and the feds. And they said, get in there and get them tapes from this nigga. He trying to blackmail us. That's what I believe is going on.
What do you guys think? Do you think that, for one, that's very, very possible. You've got L.A. Reid, you've got Clive Davis, all above Diddy, that introduced him into all of that stuff. And so, yeah, they could be trying to sacrifice Diddy. But don't sleep on 50. 50 is insanely intelligent. I'm talking about insanely. He is very smart. When you listen to 50 speak on business matters, he sat there like a sponge, like what you should do when he's around. When he first got into the industry, you can tell an evolution in his knowledge and his business acumen, right? So he learned all of these things, plus his street smarts, and he had book smarts, but he just didn't show that part off. And then when he got into business, he's a shark, and he's highly intelligent. Don't sleep on 50. 50 is not the same, well, I mean, he is the same that he always was, but now he's got that business behind him. And you listen to him speak, he's still got that shark business like sense about him, but he's still, that thug that will fuck you up. So I love 50, but Eddie Griffin is speaking some facts here. What do you guys think? They could be trying to sacrifice, because L.A. Reid and Clive Davis aren't going to go down for this stuff. They're not going to go down. So they're gonna give somebody up. And I don't think 50 or I don't think Diddy recorded everything as like to have evidence. I think he did that to blackmail, because we all know what happens in that industry. Look what he did to Justin Bieber, what he did to Usher, back when he was Usher, I mean, Usher literally has a medical report from a hospital about getting his stitched up because of when he was staying with Diddy as a wasn't even a teenager yet. So that says it all right there. Jaguarwright talks about that. We'll get into that. Yeah. It's crazy.
Because, Homeland Security, they came in there with tanks damn near, motherfucking military motherfuckers 25 deep, 30 deep for one dancing nigga. Say what? One dancing nigga gonna have 50 goddamn troops at his goddamn mansion. It's not Suge Knight, it's Diddy, y'all. He gonna dance him to death? I mean, what the fuck?
Properties owned by Diddy were raided yesterday by Homeland Security as part of an ongoing investigation into the music mogul, who's been accused of sexual...
Now, isn't it ironic that, HSI's there, the military motherfucking Homeland Security, anyway, the militarization of the police department has just gotten out of fucking hand. All these motherfuckers got on army gear like they going to war at somebody's mansion, all right? Now, part two of this. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? You gonna tear up the man's house? It's just, and you didn't put shit back to where you found it. You sons of bitches. You sons of bitches. You sons of bitches. I want to know who told the camera crews that they were going down there to raid his house. They already set up, had the motherfucking satellites, the helicopters that all over the top, nigga, to get the aerial view. I mean, just to, sensationalize the story.
I'm gonna tell you exactly who told them. The law told them. Because when I worked for Homeland Security, so when the feds are building a case on you, they take a while to build that case, and they make sure that they've dotted their I's and crossed their T's and on their P's and Q's and every other letter. They make sure, because they have to have all of this signed by a federal judge to go in, and somebody is going to leak it to the media, and they love these things. They love these big cases like this, especially these public ones. They come out showing all of this stuff, computers, laptops, cameras, posing for the camera. They love it. So yeah, it wasn't going to be hush hush any way it went. But I do agree with Eddie Griffin. Like, put my shit back if you're gonna raid my house. Just put it back. Don't fuck it up. Just put it back. You didn't find anything, put the couch back. Put the damn cushions back on it, put it back where it was, just don't fuck my shit up too bad. But from what he did, he deserves to have all of his shit fucked up, and I mean all of his shit fucked up.
This is what I'm saying, somebody's behind this shit. It's staged, right? Because if it's really just a quick, fast hit on the motherfucker's property, nigga, you ain't gonna call the press and say, we about to hit Puffy's crib. You're just gonna hit the crib. And they just gonna have to hear about that through the grapevine and rush down there as quick as they can. But no, We seen the aerial shot of them driving up and arriving at this motherfucker's crib. Somebody's behind it, somebody way up the ladder, and I think that ladder is the head of Universal Music Group.
As a former active Hollywood member, he knows many of their secrets. Now, he was in deep for a while before he suddenly quit. Now, Eddie started speaking out way before Cat Williams, and everybody thought he was crazy.
Remember, pay attention, y'all. They have to let us know first before they can do anything to us. That's heavenly rules, right? That's how God laid it out for these little demon motherfuckers to fuck with us. They can't fuck with us without letting us know that they're about to fuck with us.
So if you don't know what he's talking about, this is universal law. You can call it godly law, call it whatever you want, but it's universal law. And this is very apparent, and most people know this that are waking up to this kind of shit. But for those of you that don't, they have to put it out there in some kind of way to say, we showed them and no one objected. Because if we were to actually object, like when you see like predictions on The Simpsons, but we don't know their predictions yet. You know, all of this stuff that they do, they have to show us first. Now, if we revolt like we should and stick together like we should and stand as one, because we are one like we should and are, then it wouldn't happen. But people just think it's TV, they think it's Hollywood, so they get away with pretty much everything because people don't oppose them the way we should, and that's on us. But I think we're coming together now more so than ever, even though we've been divided more so than ever with this kind of stuff. We're all coming together more than ever and other stuff, so I don't think that's going to work for too much longer. Let me know what you guys think.
It's like, remember Men in Black? They read the National Enquirer for the real news. And they didn't watch the fake news, because that ain't the news. They tell the truth in them little rags, but everybody thinks it's fake. Remember the TV show Fantasy Island? Remember Fantasy Island? It's Epstein Island, man. See, that little Mexican at the beginning? That's a little boy fantasy. That's why we said, the plane. See, I be thinking. Look at all the Simpson episodes, like the one when they killed Kobe in the helicopter. See? You think that's a coincidence? No. See, they have to let us know what they're going to do. Look at Will Smith in that gay scene in 6 Degrees of Separation. Y'all acting surprised. They've been telling us. We have to discuss TD Fakes or Grape Ape. The back of his neck looked like a pack of hot dogs, y'all. But he was talking about swallowing something. I don't know if it was some unborn children, a gang of tadpoles. Anyway, let's take a look at Captain Sexy.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you...
Well, no, I can't say that I have, TD Fakes. But obviously you have. He spent a lot of time on Epstein Island. And I think his manhood was left there. He's butt naked underneath that purple robe, y'all. Butt naked.
In a comedy show he did recently, he revealed that Diddy did it and talked about his gay parties. He then went on to roast Diddy on stage.
Oh, nigga too. This nigga Diddy did it. He did it. Diddy do it. Yeah, he did it. Diddy. That nigga on his way to jail, Suge Knight there waiting on him. You get tired of your silly dancing in your videos, all up on cell block, see you dancing and shit. Come on over to death row. Come now, nigga. That motherfucker 50 Cent is the most pettiest nigga on earth. He be with this nigga every day, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here come a new charge. He done paid one bitch, nigga. That's the wrong thing to do.
He also believes that the raids in Diddy's mansions was staged. Now, he based that on the fact that the news was already there and witnessed the raid from the very beginning.
Properties, but not raid him. They raid a nigga's property, they coming to get you too. I don't know how this man's still on the loose, but you know, he got the dough and he got the know. If it's really just a quick, fast hit on the motherfucker's property, nigga, you ain't gonna call the press and say we about to hit Puffy's crib. You're just gonna hit the crib. And they just gonna have to hear about that through the grapevine and rush down there as quick as they can. But no, we seen the aerial shot of them driving up and arriving at this motherfucker's crib. Somebody's behind it, somebody way up the ladder, and I think that ladder is...
A lot of people believe that Diddy's downfall was orchestrated by alcohol giant Diageo. Now, they reached a settlement to resolve a lawsuit over their sour tequila partnership, ending a bitter legal battle. The saw the embattled hip-hop star and mogul accused the company of racism.
So when they put you on that pedestal, and then you start thinking it's about you, and you want to take over their shit, them people look back like this. Hold on, who the f*** they think he is? Oh, we'll show you better than we can tell you. Then they'll try to reason with you, and they'll talk to your manager, because your manager look like them, and they'll be like, hey, man, tell your man to chill out, you know? And then the manager come in, and he trying to keep his job. Hey, guy, calm down. And then you go walk around like it's all about you. You got all the cars and the mansions and the jets and all the yachts and all this and all the people running around. You talking about, yeah. And now you want to fight. Now you want to bite the hand that feeds you. Don't your mama ever always tell you that? Your mama say, never bite the hand that feeds you.
Hey, Uncle Luke's got a point. I always listen to Uncle Luke because that is one man that has made some of the not safe for TV, not safe for work, not safe for anybody material. And you never see him in the news. You never see Luke caught up in anything. You never see anything happening with Luke. Because he kept his ass out of the way. He kept his mouth quiet and didn't, you know, everybody knows what he likes. He likes women. So he has women, but these are adult women that he likes, you know. Back when he first came out, he's a married man now, but still, you know, like, listen to Uncle Luke. He's not going to tell you any lie. And sometimes I think Eddie Griffin, like, for years I've thought, you know, he's smoking like too much of something. But now I'm like, he's got a point. Like, he's actually putting stuff together and making sense. So let me know what you guys think.
What's good, world? It's your boy HB. Now I know P. Diddy been in the news, and I know people, you know, doing these lawsuits and people saying he doing this and that. A lot of people done came out. A lot of people got knowledge and information about what Diddy was doing. Got a lot of proof and stuff like that. But my thing is, I feel like a lot of these guys in the industry do the same things Diddy done. They just ain't getting outed like Diddy is. And I really feel like the reason why all this stuff came to light, I don't think it's just because Diddy was just a terrible person. He was doing all these terrible things. I believe he done something behind the scenes that the powers that be, the elite, didn't like. Because you got to understand, Diddy ain't the only person that's doing this stuff. He ain't the only one. It's a lot of artists in the game that's doing the same things that Diddy doing, that Diddy done, that Diddy is allegedly accused of doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't seen no like physical proof of any of the things that they saying. I ain't seen no video. I ain't seen no pictures. I ain't seen anything. So I'm going off with these people that was around him saying. So, but this is the thing. Everybody ain't gonna say the same thing. So if people been saying this about Diddy all these years, it's got to be some truth to it. It's got to be some truth to it. But what I say is, I feel like in all actuality, Diddy did something to set these people off. He did something to set the industry, the elites off, because he's going through a massive ritual, a massive humiliation ritual, like of just humongous magnitude. Now you got to understand, Kanye West went through the same thing. But he did it in reverse. Kanye West was speaking out and outing people. Diddy is being outed.
See, I disagree greatly with what he's saying right here. So I don't think it's just a humiliation ritual. It's definitely not just that. Uh, a humiliation ritual can go many ways. One of the ways that it goes is like Dave Chappelle. You know, Dave Chappelle kicked back that $50 million, and they told him by the time you land back home, we will have everybody thinking that you're a psychotic crackhead. And what happened? Made people think he was a psychotic crackhead. Same thing happened to Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence is running down the interstate in LA naked, screaming, "They are trying to unalive me." Martin Lawrence had a fabulous career from a very early age. You know, he started on Def Comedy Jam. If some of you are old enough to remember that, you know, before Martin, you know. So you got to think like they're making this kind of stuff happen. They pull these strings. They pull all these strings. And if you don't play ball, they're going to pull your string. And it's not the string that you want pulled. I don't think they're making Diddy out to look like anything that he's not. I think they're just. I do agree when he says Diddy probably did something in the background that, you know, brought attention onto the people above him. But see, Diddy didn't come into this industry like this. These people just don't come in like this. You know what I mean? Like these rituals exist before they get there. And then they're part of the ritual initially, but then they're given so much power, so much fame, so much money to where they're they're doing the same negative, I'm not going to say evil or satanic or anything like that, but I'm going to say the same negative practices that the people above them are doing, and he's got to follow the chain of command like the rest of the people. And at some point he broke that chain of command, and now they're coming after him. And it's crazy just to even fathom. Like, these people weren't like that. They weren't born like that. They didn't come into this world like that. They weren't raised like that. But you know what? Diddy was never a good person. You know, there's all kinds of speculations on him having something to do with Pac. You know, Jaguarwright even said she thought they were a couple at one time at a party, and that trust me, that hurts me to the core to even say. But that's just hearsay. I don't know that. You don't know that. She might know that, but she knows a lot. But when you think of the people, think about it. This is all about all this stuff. Like, when you don't play ball, it's not going to go well for you. Look at Cat Williams. Cat Williams, I love Cat Williams. He speaks the truth. And I had said this for years. I've said this for years. I said, why are they putting every black comedian in a dress? Why? Why is that funny? That is a humiliation ritual. They want to put you in a dress. Dave Chappelle wouldn't put on a dress. But then, I think he did, didn't he? No, he didn't put on a dress. It was Eddie Griffin that put on a dress. Not mistaken. Not Dave Chappelle, but Cat Williams never put on a dress. and they knew Cat Williams wasn't playing that game. Cat Williams is too honest, and he talks about it. You know, they put Kevin Hart in a dress. Kevin Hart kept saying, "No, I'd never wear a dress. It'll never get me in a dress." Why are they trying to emasculate black men? Why, like, is it funny to see a black man in a dress? Maybe. Funny is, comedy is subjective. I don't know. I don't find it funny. I don't find it funny to see a man in a dress unless it's like Medea or Robin Williams, you know. But other than that, I don't think it's funny. Well, Eddie Murphy was pretty funny. But yeah, other than that, I don't think it's funny just to see a black man in a dress. But that's something that's a humiliation ritual that they all go through. So think about that. And when you do like Cat Williams and you don't participate in that, you're not putting on that dress, you're covering your, I don't know what to call it to make it on YouTube to not be bad. When you're covering your virginal areas as a man, they don't like it. But they can't get to you also. Just like Cat Williams. Cat Williams talks about Kevin Hart. You know, I used to fuck Kevin Hart hard. I still like a lot of Kevin Hart stuff. Cat Williams talks about Kevin Hart. It's like he's a plant. He was like, how did you appear out of nowhere? You came out of nowhere. And you already got all these specials. Cat Williams did it the right way, and he understood, like, the levels of comedy. And he got his specials the right way. But no, he was in Cat Williams was in all the clubs doing tours for those specials. But Kevin Hart wasn't ever at any of those clubs. He wasn't ever on tour doing these little shows and stuff trying to make his name. It was just like one day you woke up, boom, Kevin Hart. So they're talking about him being a plant. They talk about Corey from the Kardashians. I don't even want to talk about that because I don't even like talking about them. But talks about Corey being a plant. Now, and I'll put up the video. Corey being a handler for the momager, Kris Jenner. Guess what? Guess who he was the handler for before her? Justin Bieber. I'll show it. But just think about that. Let that marinate a bit and put it all together. We're gonna get there. We're building on something. Just go with it.
They call Kanye West crazy, and you know, it looked like he was finna die. There's like all kind of stuff was going on with Kanye, but he fought through it. Now all kind of stuff going on with Diddy right now. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that I rock with Diddy. Like musically, like producer and knowing music like he do, Diddy is a genius. But when it comes to the real life stuff, when it comes to, you know, the RAPE allegations, the sexual assault allegations, all these different things, when it comes to stuff like that, that's serious because that's people's lives destroyed.
I'm just sorry to pause. I know y'all probably gonna hit me in the comments talking about quit talking and quit pausing. If you think Diddy is a musical genius, you absolutely the fuck do not know music. That's just that. Diddy is not a musical genius. He definitely is not. He's not a musical genius. He's smart enough to hire the people that are geniuses and know how to get that stuff out there. But look at what's her face, the girl Aubrey from Danity Kane. Look at her interviews and what she talks about. This is not good stuff. Diddy is not a musical genius. When you're talking about a musical genius, you're talking about somebody like Dre. So Eminem would sit there and hang out with Dre's audio engineers to try to find out how Dre's got that something that Eminem can't get musically. And he would sit there and try to pay them and try to work with them and all this, try to get whatever that thing is that he can't get on his own without Dre. And he could never get it. Because that's genius. Dre would sit there and do that and then give instructions to his audio engineers. Diddy is not, he's not a musical genius. He is I'm not even gonna go. That'll be a long list.
But I also know this too. Diddy did something to piss off the elites. They ain't just doing this stuff for no reason. Cause all these artists, when they start rebelling or going against the industry, and when you in a tax bracket like Diddy, you can't just say, I'm gonna just do whatever I'm gonna just say I'm gonna go against y'all. No, you signed to us. You belong to us. You gonna do whatever we tell you to do. And I feel like Diddy did something he wasn't supposed to do. Now he paying for it, and he paying for it in a major way because all this stuff has been suppressed for years, but now people coming out and speaking on it. Now, it went away for a little minute with Cassie. Then people started saying, hey, I can get some money too. Not everybody coming out of the woodworks. Now the floodgates not open. Everybody's speaking on it. But I feel like Diddy did something to piss off the elites. They're allowing it. Because this is the thing. It's been a lot of artists, man, that have similar backgrounds like Diddy that was, you know what I'm saying, that was in music in the golden age of hip-hop, R&B. So, you mean to tell me that these guys and ladies back in the 80s and 90s was living a different way? I ain't saying they ain't on it now, but I'm saying back then, you know, so you got to think about this, like from the 70s to the 80s with cocaine and, you know, and parties and orgies and all, man, like it was a different time in the 70s and 80s. And you got to think about it. The kids that was born in the 70s was the kids that was the teenagers in the 90s and the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about it. If I was born like the late 70s or whatever like that, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm the teenagers in the 80s, and then I'm the teenagers in the 90s. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or you know, if I was born, you know what I'm saying is, you got to think about it. The 90s, the 70s, 80s, 90s was a crazy time in the world when it comes to drugs, when it comes to all kind of things were going on, and see, things were done in secret then. So you gotta think about all the wild and crazy stuff that was going on when there wasn't no cell phones and no cameras, and nobody would know what was going on. You would just have to hear stories. You would never see any proof. So think about that in the 90s when P. Diddy is one of the biggest producers in the world. Think about people like R. Kelly, one of the biggest artists in the world. Got all this power, all these women. You don't have cameras around 24/7. You don't have nobody spilling the beans and letting you know what's going on. And you fast forward to 2024 when you can go back to old days when they posted like little snippets of stuff or different pictures and stuff, and now you can bring all this stuff to light, and all you gotta do is hit a button and it goes out to 1 million people, you know what I'm saying, at once. All it takes is one person to see it. They repost it and repost it and repost it. So it's a different ball game, and I feel like Diddy did something to piss these folks off. And now everything that he done, all his skeletons is coming out. Just like R. Kelly, same way. The same way. I feel like R. Kelly did something to piss these folks off. They said, all right. I feel like that little documentary was just a cover-up. That's all it was. I don't feel like that was just it. Because people been saying this about R. Kelly all these years, and then all of a sudden they did this special, and now, they've been saying this stuff all these years. It's just the elite
mogul Sean Diddy Combs, accused of sex trafficking and sexual assault in a lawsuit filed in federal court here in New York. Chloe Malas is here. Chloe, what more do we know about this?
Lester, the lawsuit filed by Cassandra Ventura, known by her stage name Cassie, met Combs when she was 19 years old. She was later signed to Combs's record label, and the pair had been romantically involved. Ventura alleges that Combs not only raped her, but over the course of a decade, physically abused her, as well as, quote, lured her into a drug-fueled lifestyle. Ventura says that after years in silence and darkness, she's finally ready to tell her story. Now, Combs's lawyer said in a statement in part that his client vehemently denies the allegations, calling them baseless and outrageous, and that Ventura has been demanding $30 million, threatening to write a book about their relationship.
Hey, well, what do we got going on here? Seems like Diddy's $40 million house in L.A. has an underground water tunnel.
I'm a psychic medium, so I actually, like, every time I walk past his house, and obviously the Playboy Mansion's right there, and we know about the tunnels that connect from the Playboy Mansion.
To here?
I'm sure they connect here. Why wouldn't
There are places that connect, so what kind of energy? What kind of energy are you picking up?
Just like, there's just like darkness. I mean, in general, like, I've always had weird feelings on this street.
Yeah.
This type. Well, the Playboy Mansion's down there. So I always thought it was the Playboy Mansion. It wasn't until probably a year ago that I realized this was Diddy's house.
Really? Really? You are so intuitive. This shit is literally being blasted everywhere, and you get negative energy off of Diddy's house, and you thought it was the Playboy Mansion. You just learned it was Diddy's house. No, I don't believe that for shit. Not that I'm saying, you know, psychics aren't real. I'm just saying he is full of shit. Like, all of a sudden, all of this is going on, and he's on camera. Like, I've always gotten bad vibes off of this house, and, you know, just negative energy, but I didn't know it was Diddy's house. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you did. You knew. You knew.
A psychic medium claims P. Diddy's home has underground tunnels and that he's received ominous energy from the street long before he knew that P. Diddy even lived there.
Do those tunnels lead to?
Very good question, Hassan Campbell. Very good question. Now, as journalists and bloggers started to look into the tunnels a little further, they started to uncover some hidden truths and some old community secrets, leading to speculation about their origins and potential connections to other famous properties. For example, the discovery of tunnels beneath P. Diddy's mansion is reminiscent of other similar underground networks that have been found beneath other historic estates, such as the Playboy Mansion, which is only an 8-minute walk from Diddy's house. And it's entirely plausible that these tunnels could be connected, serving as a hidden transportation system for the rich and famous. Just imagine a secret underground highway linking these two iconic estates, allowing for celebrities to move discreetly between them without ever setting.
Now, the underground network seems to be connected with the names of many other powerful elites who could possibly be participants in Diddy's sex trafficking ring.
In what may become one of the biggest child molesting cases ever on record, 7 nursery school teachers were arraigned today on more than 100 counts of child molestation.
The accused include the preschool owner, 76-year-old Virginia McMartin, her daughter, and 2 grandchildren.
Finding out just what happened to the McMartin preschoolers in Manhattan Beach, California, would spark a national media obsession.
A case which has shocked much of Southern California and caused a lot of parents to worry about the safety of their children,
setting off a panic around the country.
In alarming numbers, preschoolers have been exploited.
Could it be your child?
The media blitz demonstrated unstinting belief that this had happened.
It was sensational and lurid and seemed to always be expanding.
1,400 children in this community have been ritualistically abused.
There's a whole culture of underground tunnels that relates to child abuse. Now, the names that connect to Diddy's underground network seem to include Disney and convicted sex offender Ghislaine Maxwell.
School case in Manhattan Beach, California. The children there claimed there were tunnels under the school. They were taken into the tunnels and through the tunnels up into the trap door of a bathroom in a triplex next door, placed in automobiles, and prostituted in the community. These are 2-, 3-, and 4-year-old children before they entered kindergarten. In addition, the children claimed that they were flown into the mountains where they were involved with adults in robes, black robes, chanting, candles. They talked about the brown babies who were cut up, actually sacrificed. And in checking into this and researching this, of course, this was obviously a satanic ceremony.
So pay attention to that. Look at this. So we all know this is Epps Island, right? And we've seen people, go here and it's been repainted. But look at this. So they're specifically talking about brown children being sacrificed and wearing black cloaks and masks, Mardi Gras mask, right? So, but look at this. These little benches right here, here. These are all on the edge of cliffs. Why is that? You would never, ever just have a bench within a foot of a complete drop off like that. Look over here. This isn't a drop off like these. This is more like a hill. These are cliffs. Look what's there. Stanley Kubrick, Eyes Wide Shut. How many beings do you think were sacrificed on these areas and just tossed over? Just a thought. I just happened to just notice that.
Now, of course, it's all really reminiscent of Epstein's Island and the underground tunnels that connected to it.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but come get the front shot of this.
Man.
Man out. Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, Wear your seatbelt.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
Look at his face. Look at his face. He wasn't ready. He definitely wasn't ready for that. He was not ready for that. That's a face of fuck. Do you really? Because that's not a happy face. That's fuck did you just say? And why didn't Ursher tell me about it? Got me standing here looking stupid. He looks stupid.
No.
16.
No,
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Jess.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion?
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Why would you? Why? Question's not why. My question is not why. My question is, why the fuck did Ursher not speak up when this happened? Where were his parents when this happened? Why would you say that about a child? You are a grown fucking man. I'm a father. Many of you are fathers. Do any of you? I probably shouldn't even ask that because I'm going to get an answer I don't like. But personally, I don't fucking hang out with 15-year-old boys at all. Because I'm a grown fucking man, My cousins, nephews that are that age, I don't hang out with them. Not to hang out. I'm teaching them stuff. Being a role model to them. That's not what he's doing. No, you're a grown man. You don't have anything in common except for the fact that you like little boys.
Crazy. I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Diddy don't want no girls. He does not want any girls. He's like, you can have the girls. I'm gonna have you and your man, whoever his friend is that's there with him. That's what Diddy wants.
Some of them get a little dark, but you gotta have fun, right?
Now, this is something that I said this morning. I just saw this morning. And I'm like, does Usher's eyes look a bit darker? Like, when you have that kind of evil in you, and Usher's never really been in the limelight like that, not for this kind of stuff. And I was saying this morning. I was like, am I tripping? Is it me? Or does his eyes look darker than normal? Look, I'm going to go ahead and run it back real quick. Watch.
Some of them get a little dark, but you gotta have fun, right?
Just look when he says that. Like, really? Something about that doesn't sit right with me. I don't know if it's me. Maybe I've been just watching too much of this, but something about his eyes just don't, you know. I'm a grown man. I've seen Usher his whole career. Something about the way his eyes look just does not sit right with me. Let me know in the comments what you think. Am I tripping, or do you see the same thing I see? Because it could be me, but I notice, like, I pay attention to everything, and it could be me. But just tell me, is it me, or is something really going on there? Just let me know.
It makes you wonder, where was Diddy sneaking Justin Bieber off to in this video?
There you go. He's been to his parties. There's more. You can go Google it. I'm sure right now Obama's working on trying to scrub it as we speak. But they're out there. Get them while you can before they scrub it. And look who was just in the UK last week. While all of this is being exposed. And then the next week, we have the raid, the arrest, and the exposure of the rap industry. Doing the same thing Hollywood, Disney, Nickelodeon, and Epstein were doing. He was in on it, so he knew, he got a hint. They're getting ready to go after your boy. And there's some names that are going to be dropped, like, you know, Prince Harry, the royals. There's going to be some names dropped, and including you. He went there. Damage control. Damage control, he is in sure, I can guarantee you he is in panic mode. Panic mode. I bet you he's having many strokes as we speak. Now the one that I want to really get into a little bit before I end this video is this place. Anybody know what that is?
I do, because I've been there a few times. It's the Vatican. So if you, and that is a serpent. So you see eye over here, scales right here, fangs right here. This ridiculous painting, which they do not show in this video. You want to see, like, for one, we got to stop calling them elites, right? They're not elitist. They are not elites. They are not above us. We are above them. Right? So we've gotta stop that, because words mean things, and what you say with your tongue puts stuff out there. Your intent puts stuff out there, right? Believe it, don't believe it, I don't care. I'm telling you the truth. Now, if you want to know who's really running the world and doing stuff, even at the Vatican, watch my video on the families that really run the world, because I get into the ones that most of you know. You know, I get into Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, which is really the Rothschild, you know, the Red Shield, which they're from the same place I'm from, Germany. So I get into them, but then I get into who really runs the world. And I'm talking about the Black Pope. Current Black Pope that's reigning now. I get into previous black popes. I get into the Jesuits. And at every presidential inauguration, the president is signing that form. See a Jesuit on each side. Tell by the Jesuit order pin on him, but there's one on each side of him, making sure he signs that. because that's who's really doing this. But when you're talking about, just like how they said they're sacrificing brown babies, the Jesuit order says something similar to that, but it's not brown. It has nothing to do with skin color. Just putting that out there. Let's keep going.
I'll let you know who lives here. This guy on the right. That's right. What's going to happen? There are billions of Catholics around the world. This is the exposure I'm most worried about. Not just with this man, Pope on the right, okay? Not just with him and the stuff he's up to, but how long it's been going on at the Vatican. It's been going on for hundreds of years. You should see the tunnels under this place. It's insane.
Not just like Biden and Trump were involved with Epstein. There's speculation that the government was involved in Diddy's sex trafficking operation too.
Just like it wasn't seminal fluid that Justin Bieber was wiping away from his mouth when he brought his face up from Odell Beckham's groin in a club with Trey Songz on the lookout.
I don't think we're just going to talk about it. No, we're going to show it so you know exactly what she's talking about. Just so you know what she's talking about. That's all.
Are there?
No,
do you have any views on Usher? Because a lot of things have come back to where
Usher.
they talk about his.
Usher, I'm tired of Usher.
Oh, okay.
Goofy bitch.
No.
Got your asshole ripped open and the only thing it inspired was loyalty? They ripped your ass open. Gene didn't say it. He said, check the records at the hospital. I'm saying it. You got your ripped open. Then you take Justin Bieber from Lily White, Canada, and take him to the flavor of Fuck Off, the kiddie edition. Get his ripped open. Now everything's coming out, and the first thing you do is run the Bowie with another kiddie rape who works with the man, L.A. Reid, that sent you to the Diddy flavor freak off.
With such powerful clientele, Diddy probably never thought the flavor camp would get caught.
The IRS is looking at him. The federal government is looking at him. Now they trying to go into court and say because his company wasn't existed at that time of some of the alleged rapes, that what we're going to do is we want them to take the companies out of the lawsuit. But check this out, bro. Do you ever think of this? Why did Diddy put everything in his mama and his son's name? Did he know that he was doing some things behind the scene? Or did he know that some things was going on in his life that may bring it to this point where people be trying to sue him? But everything is in Justin's name and everything is his mama's name? Did he know that? Because when you're a grown man, you want to own some things. You know what I'm saying? You want to own some things. You want to have companies in your name, companies in this, that, and the third. But he put it in his mama and his son's name? And his daughters now? I don't know, bro.
There's also been these theories going around that when the feds raided Diddy's house, right? Yes, they were looking for information, but part of the information they were looking for was any incriminating evidence that Diddy might have on the rich people that I'm assuming Diddy serves, right? When you look at Diddy's like history with his businesses, with this and that, he's had Ron Burkle. We all know Ron Burkle was super cool with Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epelator. As a matter of fact, they used to roll hard. But you know what? That little holy trifecta, you know what the weird thing was? And this should make you side-eye Bill Clinton, because him, Jeffrey Epelator, Ron Burkle, Diddy's billionaire sugar daddy, who has been the money behind all Diddy's investments, from Sean John to Revolt TV to all that stuff, right? That's how Diddy really made that jump. He got a sugar daddy. Baby, it's not just IG models. She got a sugar daddy. How do you think this worked? Please, you don't just make the jump into that stuff. But anyway, and he threw Diddy's coming out party. Those were Diddy's words, not mine. Okay. But Ron Burkle, Bill Clinton, and Jeffrey Epelator used to be like the three amigos. But oddly enough, they were making a trip out, and they flew private, right? A trip out to Africa to help the poor people there, right? Right? Help the people there. And whatever Ron Burkle saw, and they had been rolling hard. At that time, Ron Burkle was under investigation because he was involved in a whole bunch of stuff. Even his airplane, he had a private jet. Maybe this is where Diddy got his information. The private jet was named, President's Air Force One. The Secret Service, not the Secret Service, but the FBI dubbed it Air FUC blank one, because basically they would have debauchery, flying orgies everywhere, right? Anyway, they were rolling hard, and Ron Burkle was down with that stuff. I actually think that's what gave Diddy the taste for freak-offs. I think Diddy was on the menu for these billionaire freak-offs, and then when he got his own little money, he decided to have his own little smorgasbord, turn his private plane into the Golden Corral. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, back to Ron Burkle, and then I'll get back to Diddy, and then we'll talk about this information, because you guys need to know this backstory so this makes sense. Ron Burkle, Bill Clinton, and Jeffrey Epelator went to Africa for a humanitarian mission. Anyway, let me find out they went to Oprah school. Baby, this video gonna be even longer. But to make a long story longer, whatever Ron Burkle witnessed, saw, took part in, freaked him out so much that a billionaire who only flies private and had gone over there with Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epelator, he was so shocked and appalled that he jumped on the first commercial flight, sitting coach, that he could get back. A billionaire sitting coach, the first commercial flight he could get back to bring him back to the U.S. And after that, he never hung out with Jeffrey Epstein ever again. He said that guy was weird. But you know who stayed? Bill Clinton. Look it up. It's fact. Bill Clinton. All right. But let's get back into the speculation. Anyway, right? So Diddy, getting back to those raids, the conspiracy thing that's been going around is the fact that when they raided Diddy's place, they didn't just raid Diddy's place because they were just looking for evidence. They also wanted to retrieve evidence that would in any way Diddy could be using to, right, blackmail anybody, either below him, but more importantly, above him.
Just liked her, but Shoshana found out later on that Kevin Johnson was doing it to a lot of other children. And so Shoshana became depressed, and Shoshana tried to commit suicide.
Just in case they chose to do something to her, she wanted us to keep the tapes. So she gave those tapes to me. I had those tapes. On Election Day, 2008, I believe November 4th, they came for those tapes after I told her to come back with the child. She told Mayor Kevin Johnson that I was going to give up those tapes because we had broke up. So they came for me and they came for the tapes. The police, Mayor Kevin Johnson's police department came for the tapes, and they got the tapes. They illegally came into my home. Captain Daniel Hahn took all the videotapes out of my home, and they couldn't arrest me because I didn't do anything.
But the rich and the powerful don't like it when somebody's got the power to blackmail them. And perhaps that's why all these other horrible things around Diddy begun to surface, to distract from the real predators in charge. Oh, as a friendly reminder, Epstein didn't kill himself.
And then Aaliyah died. And then they brought Rich Harrison in, and you know, got niggas crazy right now. She liked posing with him in pictures for Page 6. Aaliyah didn't. She fell in love with Dane. And Aaliyah's gone. And he was like, it's power, see? I can make a man, he said, if I can make a man suck my, I can make people do anything. So Carter has been.
Oh, I heard other people say that he said that. I heard quite a few people say that he said that. That is some maniacal ass shit to say.
Been buying companies and stopping my projects for 15 years.
Oh, Mr. Diddy, aka Mr. Love, now. Dr.
No, Sean Carter.
Jay. Because I always heard their relationship was put together. Like it was, a business. Or I did hear that.
Him and Matthew Knowles had a deal and then he screwed him. Cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
You know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Diddy, whatever you call himself.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boulay. The Boulay is a branch of the Illuminati.
Miami, I mean anything. And I mean anything. We can't even discuss the man that this man is capable of bringing to you.
Community leaders gathered this evening to talk about public policy goals, specifically in Springfield's Black community. The Beta Sigma Boulay fraternity hosted a fireside chat with Suffolk County District Attorney Rachel Rollins. Beta Sigma Boulay is the oldest Greek letter organization for professional men of color. Tonight's event encouraged community members to have a conversation with the DA.
The topics of social justice, criminal justice reform, opioid crisis, public health, those are issues that affect everyone, but especially impact the Black community.
And Gregory Vincent, who leads Beta Sigma Boulay International, was also in attendance tonight.
So you should have known I wasn't just going to leave it at that. So do not mix, and this is imperative, do not mix what he's saying about the Boulay as being a part of the Illuminati. They are not. Because the Illuminati, founded by Adam Weishaupt, would never recognize them, right? But the Boulay is real. And let's take a look. So you've got Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, the Boulay. Brief overview, started in 1904, right? This is mostly for HSBC colleges, right? Historically Black colleges. It's a beautiful thing that finally we're waking up. Finally, we're realizing that, yes, we all are one. We all are the same. And these people are not elites. They are not above us. They are not better than us. They are nothing to us. But for them, we are everything to them. That's the difference. Remember that. See you guys on the next one.